Wait! Stop! Will it even fit?
Last weekend, we were working with two awesome couples, one from Lake Havasu and one from Temecula, California. Both of these wonderful people put their trust in us to go look at some options for homes with RV garages. They both happen to just purchase brand new Class A motorhomes, possibly some of the largest motorhomes they're allowed to go down the road. But with so many options on the market, surely there had to be something that would fit their needs. We started our initial search with over 45 available options. By the time we narrowed the search down, only 20 made the cut. And out of the 20 options that made the cut, only one could have possibly worked for our clients. There are a lot of options for homes with RV garages right here in St. George when it comes down to looking at it in paper. But in reality, most of them could be a costly mistake that we can simply not allow for our clients to make, nor would they want to.
In this video, we're breaking down what is this number one mistake, why so many listings look RV ready but actually aren't, and how to avoid the pain and frustration with one of the only homes in town that actually has what you need. Hey, I'm Michonne and this is Nick, and we are ranked among the top 3% of realtors in all of Southern Utah.
With over 10 years of experience serving Southern Utah, resulting in hundreds of transactions.
We specialize in helping retirees and relocation folks. So if that's you, reach out.
On a side note, we own a motorhome. We know of all the joys and pains that come with the ownership of a motorhome. Our experience is exactly what allows us to prevent our clients and our buyers from performing dangerous stunts when trying to buy a home with an RV garage in St. George, Utah.
Homes with RV garages are becoming so popular that even the buyers who don't yet own a motorhome want them. Sadly, it seems as though the architects, designers, builders, and sales agents don't actually own a motorhome either, as a lot of these listings do not make any sense to anyone who actually has a need to park a motorhome inside.
Let's start with the biggest issue we see with the local MLS listings when searching for a home. And I would imagine that some of this would make it simply impossible if you're just doing your research on Zillow, Realtor.com, or maybe just doing this on your own without a realtor. In preparation for last weekend, Michonne literally spent hours trying to hunt down the specs like the height of the door, the width of the door, the depth of the garage, the width of the garage, and all of these parameters. A lot of agents fail to put this information on MLS entirely, and often the information that's put on the MLS happens to be correct in accordance with the plans, but it is not correct with the finished product. So you should always consider measuring your own, because what you could find on the paper and what you could find on the MLS, what you could find on Zillow is often different from reality.
Currently, there are 210 homes with RV garages on our market. 183 if you filter St. George, Hurricane, and surrounding areas. After filtering our clients' wants and needs, it brought the search down to 30 potential homes that would work for them. And that's just based off the MLS search. I called over 25 agents to request the RV garage dimensions from the agent, which by the way took over 2 hours. The dimensions in the plans versus reality are completely different. So keep that in mind. If you're reading RV garage off a Zillow listing description, that doesn't necessarily mean that it will fit a Class A or anything bigger than a boat or a Sprinter van.
One of the most criminal mistakes that builders, developers, I'm not even sure who to blame here, but one of the most criminal mistakes that all the people involved in building RV garages, if you can't already tell, I'm a little bit heated, it is putting in a door that is not 14 feet, or at least almost 14 feet tall. So let's find out for ourselves about this particular one. I always recommend measuring it from the floor and to the top because a lot can happen. This particular door measures out to 13 feet, 11 inches, which is just 1 inch off from 14 feet. So we'll give this builder a pass because a lot of things can happen with grading, a lot of things can happen with stucco and finishes. But generally speaking, if you're 13 feet, 11 inches, just about anything that could go down the road legally will fit inside of this RV garage. And while I have you guys on this topic, let's measure the width of this door. You're gonna wanna have a nice wide door just so you don't have to feel like you're threading the needle every time you're backing in the motorhome. So this particular door is 11 feet, 7 inches. And in my experience, this is something that you would feel comfortable. If you're at least as good as I am at backing up a motorhome, you're probably better. Another thing that a lot of our clients like to do with their motorhomes is that actually be able to open your slides. So if you've got a nice Class A or maybe a Super C like us, a lot of these rigs have opposing slides. And as this thing rolls down the road, you're usually right around 9 feet wide. But by the time you open your slides, you're gonna wanna measure your rig or look at the owner's manual to see exactly how much width you're going to need to work with. So this particular RV garage measures out to 15.5 feet wide. And I know that a lot of you are probably wondering about the depth, seeing how big this place is. So let's measure it from the plate all the way back. It is 49 feet and 7 inches deep. I highly recommend buying one of these nifty things from Home Depot. It's gonna set you back about 50 bucks. And you're gonna know for sure the height, the depth, the width, and the most important thing, the size of the door before you commit to spending $800,000-900,000, maybe over $1 million before you get into one of these. You don't wanna trust the listing, but you're gonna wanna trust the measurements. So you've measured your RV garage and you know that your RV is gonna fit. Now, another thing that's massively as important, and this is something to really consider in perspective before you buy the house, because a lot of builders are not going to want for you to test fit it with your motorhome. So one thing that is massively as important as the dimensions inside the garage is also the approach. You're gonna wanna have no funky cuts, no fire hydrants, or anything sticking out like a can opener preventing you from comfortably pulling into your garage. Especially after you come home from a couple 1,000-mile trip, the last thing you're gonna wanna do is try to find the perfect approach in the dark. Let's talk a little bit about utilities, because a lot of our clients like to use their motorhome fully powered up and ready to go, whether it's just running the fridge or maybe you're using it as extra square footage because your family from out of town decided to come visit and now they have their own separate living space. So you're gonna need power. This particular home will have a 50 amp connection that will be terminated right here, and that's kind of almost ideal, almost where you want it. Majority of the motorhomes are going to have the power access somewhere towards the rear of the rig, whether it's a motorhome or a travel trailer. Your power coil is going to be somewhere in the rear, so naturally you're not going to want to run an extension cord because amperages and the size of the wire matters. And even if you have a properly sized extension cord, having one plugged in to power a mini house within a house is not ideal. Nobody has a shortage of jokes about the stinky slinkies and sewer connections. If you happen to buy a home in the city of St. George, city of Washington, or maybe even a city of Ivins, there's a good chance that you're not gonna find a sewer connection in the middle of your slab, and that's okay. Those cities don't typically allow for the RV chemicals to enter the sewer system. Unbeknownst to the code inspection, sometimes people get around that. We don't know anything about that. City of Hurricane actually allows you to plumb a sewer connection in the middle of the slab. Now, you don't want it in the middle. Whenever you're building that home, and that's typically the advice that we give to the builders and to our buyers, make sure that the sewer connection is plumbed typically on the driver's side of your rig. You're gonna back that rig in, which means wherever the driver's side ends up, roughly where that sewer connection is where you're gonna want it, so that you can have it hooked up for the entire stay of your family. And even if you come home from a trip and you just don't feel like going to the dump station or taking care of your business right there at the campsite, you can bring your stuff home where you can safely dispose of it. One other thing that you're gonna wanna consider is the water connection. Now, this one is a little bit less critical. Our rig usually, our rig currently has a 100-gallon hookup, so it's not so painful to pull it out, fill it up with water, or run an extended hose. But you're gonna wanna have a bib, a hose bib, somewhere close to the garage, or oftentimes you could even have it with soft water right off the water softener inside the garage. This particular garage still allows that plumbing, and I would highly recommend it to whoever buys it.
We've measured this garage inside and out. What's next? Do you guys want to go see the kitchen?
It's the less important part for most people.
And this is where most people are going to enter the home anyway, so we'll just go through the garage. Got the RV on that side, of course, and then the 2-car over here.
One important thing to note too is this builder insulates the RV garages, so if you wanted to install a mini split, your utility cost would be not as crazy as they normally would be.
And this home is on Dixie Power, which is the cheapest power company in Southern Utah. And then this home is a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bathroom, 2,300 square feet. It's got all of the quality and finishes that you would want in a custom home. We've got this oversized center island that is great for entertaining and having a bunch of family and friends over and cooking. A large stainless steel single bay sink. A 5-burner cooktop with the hot filler, which is nice. And the 2-tone cabinetry going on. We've got this cream up top and then the naughty alder on the bottom. The wall oven, microwave, good sized pantry that comes back in here, and a second sink. Can have a little like coffee bar area. And we've got your good sized pantry.
Good sized pantry.
Okay. Yeah, and then also, I always feel like this area is usually too small, but this will fit a really good sized table too. So it's like got a nice designated spot for dining table. Nice open floor plan. The naughty alder mantle that matches the kitchen. And then we'll come on in here to the primary bedroom.
I'm a big fan of this layout, by the way, because it is very functional and spacious.
And the carpet padding on here is like walking on a cloud. It is so squishy and nice. Nice large open windows throughout the entire property that lets in a lot of natural light.
It does sit on a 1/4 acre lot, so you have a pretty good sized backyard.
A large soaking tub. Shower, 2 shower heads. Nice big vanity.
And this is my favorite part.
Water closet, more storage, which you can't ever have enough of. Large walk-in closet that walks right into the laundry room. And then there's also the 3 other bedrooms on this side, so then they have access to the laundry room as well. So we've got a bedroom here, walk-in closet, a bedroom here with a walk-in closet.
Just show these guys the size of this bedroom real quick. Bedroom number 2. And bedroom number 3.
4.
Number 4, that could also be an office.
Yeah. Got the French doors on this side, right off the main entrance, and a sliding glass door to the front patio. And then we've got the closet right here. Huge ceilings. How tall are they, would you say?
I believe these ceilings are 12 feet.
12 foot. Yeah, that's what it looks like. And then that 12 feet transitions all the way, and then you get to the family room and it drops down to 10.
Really, really spacious.
Yeah. And then
So-
we've got one more bathroom right here.
Imagine that, you get all of that on top of a perfect, nearly 50-foot deep RV garage.
And there's another half bath, but we didn't get it. It was by the garage door. So yeah, what do you guys think of this property? I think it's perfect. It will fit your RV. Got a fresh, clean slate in the backyard we can get that landscaped however you would like. And there is a $10,000 preferred lender credit being offered on this home. So you can use that to buy your rate down or cover your closing costs.
Friends, as you have just learned, or you probably already know, that finding a perfect home with RV garage in St. George, Utah can be a very stressful affair. And if you're planning on doing so, please do not hesitate to reach out to us. I think that this listing might be a great starting point. And if you're interested in checking it out, I will post a link in the description below this video so you can see the full MLS listing. And if you determine that this home might not be the perfect home for you, the builder that built this home is incredible, and we can build just about anything that you could imagine. Michonne and I would be happy to find you a piece of land, and then if you could draw it up, if you could imagine it, we could bring that to reality. So just let us know whether you're looking to build or if you're looking to find a perfect home with RV garage. That is what we do. We help people relocate to Southern Utah. We help people retire here, and we try to make it as smooth and as simple as possible. Now, this particular listing that we're standing at right now is listed by Nick and Michon Rostopchin with Equity Real Estate. We feel that it's priced really well, especially after doing our research last weekend. If you're trying to find a home that will fit a Class A motorhome for under $1 million, it is not an easy task. However, we're willing to be put to that test. We've identified one that will work for you right now. You can literally move into this home and start living and enjoying life. Now, if you're looking for something a little bit more custom, that is definitely also our forte. The builder that built this home is happy to build and overbuild the next home of your dreams. Michon and I can help you find a piece of dirt, and then we go to work. We'll draw something up and build something perfect that will fit you perfectly. One more thing really quick. Currently, the builder and the builder's preferred lender are offering an incentive for this property. You're able to claim up to $10,000 towards your rate buy down, closing costs, or just off the price if you're utilizing cash. If you'd like to learn more about this promotion, please reach out to me. There's also a listing in the description below this video.